ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a new stream. Let's see if we are live. Yes, we are. We're back with this painting that we started, I don't know, last week, I think. And today we'll continue sort of refining this and see whether we can make this into a nice little painting. We'll finish it as far as possible today. We have about, let's say, 1.5 to 2 hours worth of time to stream. So let's try to use our time well here. Yes, we are on a new layer, so that's great. So yeah, let's try to use the time and quickly just get going. Not sure what I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna refine this, but I think I'm gonna bring in a couple of more textures just to have some extra color here and there. Because I think the pieces is missing some color. And could use a little bit more. So hopefully we can achieve that by adding some textures in. I think I want to add some orange stuff to the ship, just to make it stand out a little bit more, make it a little bit more interesting. And yeah, what else? Kind of want to have a little bit more vegetation. I was thinking about maybe using this as extra vegetation later, sort of glowing plants. I think that could be kind of cool. But that's for later. I also want to get rid of, try to get rid of most of the line drawing. We accidentally merged it together with the painting, so we have to work. We have to figure out how to get rid of that. It's not too hard, actually. We'll just paint and keep painting, and eventually it will just fade away because it's part of the painting. Go. I think we need more brightness here in these roots. And I think we need some sort of a root flowing like this. Maybe with some bright areas here and there. So yeah, I'm a little bit rusty as usually when I start painting. Sort of every time I start again, I still need some time to get in the flow. I don't know if that will ever go away, or if that's just a given that it's just there and just stays that way. I don't know. It's a little bit annoying, but not too much that we can change about it. Just go slow and steady. I think I want some sort of an orange cockpit there. So I think we'll try to find something to fit that very soon. So I want to make the background a little bit more interesting, because now it's sort of uniform and a little bit boring. I think if we get more trees in there and these cool shapes, I think that will help sell the picture. And it also helps to sort of build back the sort of flow of the painting and confidence in the painting by just doing this quite easy stuff. It's not that difficult to sort of paint flowing lines, and it's a good sort of practice to get your wrist sort of warmed up and get some nice line flow. Maybe there's sort of some practice or some exercises that you can do before painting. I don't do that, but maybe that's an idea to sort of figure that out for the future. Sort of get some exercise going before I start the painting. Because now I'm sort of exercising and doing the painting at the same time, um, which isn't too bad, because you're sort of catching two birds with one stone. I guess you're working on the painting and um, a little bit of exercise. But it can also be bad, I think, if you're not sort of really sure where you want to go, and sort of mess up your lines and your ideas that you had for the painting. And I think it's especially dangerous if you don't really know where you want the painting to go. So maybe it's a real threat to my painting, because as you know, I don't always know where I want my paintings to go. Sort of. Maybe we can sell that as part of the creative process. Saying, you know what, we'll see where the painting takes us. It's a real Archie thing to say, I guess. Some writers do that as well. They'll say, "Oh, I will see where the story takes me." Probably quite an artistic approach, but from a design point of view, it's not the best solution, I'd say, because if you want to design something, you want to have something with specific specifications. You can't really say I'll see where it takes me, because you have to take it to match the specifications. So you are the one in charge. But if you're just producing art and cool stuff, I think you can say, well, we'll see where the piece takes me. I think that's probably a valid thing to say, but I don't know. I'm just rambling as usual. I like to ramble about things that I don't know anything about. I should start a podcast or something. Just call it the Rambler or something like that. I don't know, it might already exist, I don't know. Just randomly ramble about stuff, all the stuff in the world. That would be kind of cool. I'd love that. Is that if there's anything I like more, even more than art, doing this is rambling about stuff. Oh, of course, we can do both. We can ramble and all cool stuff. So that's good, I guess. I'm still not totally happy with where this is going. I don't know. I don't know if it's the color or just image. I don't. It's not that dramatic. I need to up my sort of composition game, so to say. Come up with better compositions, and so I think that's sort of lacking now. Sort of quite a generic picture of a spaceship or whatever in a foreign world. I think there are a lot of ways that we could have made this this image a lot more exciting. I think, I don't know. Yeah, it's some refinement. That's okay. I like that. That's why we are here. But I want to add some more stuff. Maybe with the foreground, it's so generic. Of course, we have these trees with this. I think I want to explore these sort of shiny bulb type things a little bit more. Maybe we don't need to play with the color balance, but with the saturation and hue. Because it's gonna be really awkward. Or just say we want to, let's say, set it to. I don't know, it's just. No, not this one. Color balance. I'm sort of not really feeling it. The color and. So let's go real extreme here. Or to that's blue is not really working. I think we have to explore the texture side of things. I want some more detail on the foreground, sort of a marshy, swampy foreground with sort of toxic bubbles, maybe some smoke rising up, colors. I mean, maybe I should just paint and fix the trees. I think the trees are a little bit. They need fixing. I don't know. I'm not a fan yet. Maybe we can become a fan, but I'm not really feeling it at the moment. Let's check the values. I mean, that can be a thing as well. Yeah, that the values are sort of the same for the trees and the spaceship. Do you like it? I don't know. I think there's something missing, but I think it's mainly color. I need some contrast color. Maybe some orange. I'm gonna try to put some orange on the canopy of the thing. And of course, we're gonna try to do that with a photograph, because then we have sort of natural reflection, stuff like that. Let's see. If we were to make this a round one. Yeah, I think with a little bit more color, it will get quite far. But let's see. Go. And now we go for some layer effects. It's too light. Color dodge. That's not too bad. I wish it was a little bit more orange. This is too light, in my opinion. Overlay is not too bad. Like hard light. Much. I think I'm going with overlay here. Let's get rid of excess area. Sort of an orange coating. Yeah, I think I like this quite a lot. It's sort of a default color scheme. You see it in games a lot, in movies a lot as well. The sort of the blues in combination with the vibrant oranges. It's a quite common color scheme. Can we sort of put it somewhere else as well? That's the question. To have some sort of a might need the soft brush for this, but I like that. What if I do it more time at that? It's quite extreme, but and maybe we can replicate that on the guys as well. The strong orange, sort of in their helmets. Yeah, I want it to be quite sort of wet and marshy. On the little space suits, and maybe they have white suits. So I really need to paint these out properly. It's time for me to learn how to paint mints. Not sure if I like the whites in there. Gonna get rid of that, I think. I think I want the little specks of orange there. We have some contrast with the rest of the thing. I think I like it so far. It's a quite a strong color here, but I think it's okay. Maybe we have some other little windows somewhere that have the same color. I kind of want to prevent this gun to stick into the tree. It's not what I want. You have to design it out a little. Use some ammunition belt or something like that. Then there's sort of the landing gear. There's probably some things there as well. Door. Um, Work out this a little bit more. I think we need to separate it a little bit better from the tree there background. Maybe even get rid of the tree entirely and just make it like the other ones in the background, because I think it's quite disrupting. It removes your attention from the spaceship. That's the wrong color. It's really annoying that I merged the line drawing with the painting. Well, it will fade away eventually, but still. Maybe add some yellows and oranges here and there. Let's do black on that. This area isn't too well defined. I think we can add a little bit of atmospheric perspective down there, because that's a little bit further away from us. Let's try to work with that. Let's just select the entire thing. A little bit precise with our selection. I don't like this gray. Get something like this. Yellow in there. Maybe. Maybe make the tree a little bit stronger. Hmm. It's getting there. Just turn everything off. So we went from this to this. Ah, let's merge everything. I think I'm quite happy so far. Yeah, I think the main problem now is the existence of the line drawing. I think we're gonna work on that for a while to sort of get rid of it in the most annoying places and see what we can do to choose that. I'm not sure if I want to really expand the roots of the trees. Um, um, I seem to do that a lot. Roots, I'm all gnarly and stuff like that. I feel like the two sides of the tree are too similar. So let's change that. Let's make the trees a little bit alike. So this one is missing all the one on the right is missing sort of all the bulges. The one on the left. So let's bring them in. I'm still not happy with the color of that. Oops. What we want. Could turn it into a building. We really wanted to. Might make the image a little bit more interesting. But is it really necessary? Arching that a little bit. Yeah, I think it's mainly about detail now. Just get in there for like an hour and a half and just paint the details. Oh, there's still one major thing I want to change. I want to get rid of this this tree back here. I don't think it's helping the image. So let's get rid of it. And maybe we need to select the uh, I think I'm gonna make this tree a little bit darker. Let's grab the magnetic lasso. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Come on, work please. It's quite good. I don't know how good it is in the newer versions of Photoshop. I assume it's a lot better. But this version is quite good. I really should look into the Creative Cloud. That stuff. I'm still quite happy with Photoshop CS4. And I want to set it to multiply properly. Yeah, and I think we need some light across here, maybe there. So not sure whether I want to keep this blue greenish stuff or if I want to actually work with the orange. If that makes sense to do that. I'm not sure if it has to make sense. Come on, let's try it. Let's get brave here. Grab the polygonal lasso tool. I'm gonna be really crazy now. And then we're gonna delete a bunch again. Something like this. New layer, yes. And let's just grab a thing like this. Bam. Right here and there. It's just to sort of see whether that works or not. That's sort of the final version. I think it could work. Color balance. I think we want this to be a little bit more saturated and orange, yes. And that way we can really quickly decide whether we like that or not. So I'm gonna merge the two, and then we're gonna decide with or without. I think I need to be more brave with the painting. Just add stuff like this. I like the contrast between the colors. Maybe we can work a little bit more with the lasso tool anyway. Might be interesting. What if we were to grab the metallic lasso tool? I don't want to overdo it, but I want the orange to make sense. So I want to bring in a little bit more of it. Am I on a new layer? I am. It's too dark, mate. Grab the right color, please. Oh yeah, let's have to do this as well. This is way too much. We're to like this. Select first. Which saying this is gonna be it. I don't like it at all, so it's gotta go. I think we'll keep it like this. Of course, we'll refine the light at the bottom a little bit, but I think keep it like this. All right, let's continue the work here. Let's fix the background real quick first, because it has all sorts of issues now. There are some artifacts of me using a motion blur filter on one of the textures. I don't even remember which ones I used for this one. Yeah. Usually I do, but this one I don't remember which one I used. Image. I used a picture of a windows of a cathedral for the trees. Get sort of the light in the trees. That I remember. We'll fix those later. It's quite some. I like this tree a lot better now. Now it's that it's a little bit darker. I'm gonna bring back some of the light, of course, at the top. Get a little bit brighter again. But overall, I like it a lot better. I think the background is mainly just gonna be things like this. Slightly different color variations. Can brighten this and to make this a bit more yellow. To detail the ship a little bit better. Don't zoom in too much because still very, very rough, this painting. You can see. Let's try to sort of detail out the air intake for the engine, which is situated right here. Get a highlight there. Go. And this is a edge that's a highlight. So I don't want the color to be too uniform. Because there's probably all sorts of dents and panels and things on this thing. So we want to make sure that it still looks that way. What I'm gonna do is sort of reuse that D. Quite dark color, but not black. Here. This was supposed to be a gun as well, so let's try or some weapon of some sort. Let's try to make it that way. Sure, we're gonna sort of. It's all make believe, of course. So could grab some references, of course. Make sure that it's kind of real thing. So we kind of want to have some sort of a cockpit in here, so that it looks like a cockpit, of course. So we're gonna draw little chairs and some sort of steering type device. We're gonna separate the window here. Make it like this. Add a little bit of some extra design to it. Now we're sort of getting in the good flow here. We're working on the details. We sort of have everything set up now. Little chairs back there, and there's some sort of a display unit. Of course, it's not all entirely visible. It's just it's quite reflective, the screen of the canopy, so we don't have to worry too much about it. I'm gonna keep that reflectivity there. So I want to keep the sort of remnants of the line drawing. We can sort of use that as extra detail for the ship. That's actually quite cool. There is some stuff that we need to change here and there. This is a little here going down. Probably it's probably a hatch because they opened the landing gear. Actually, these hatches are quite wide from the inside, so it's a little bit too bright. Maybe we should reference an actual landing gear from an airplane. The back here is a little bit messy because I don't really know, I haven't figured out yet how it sits on the ground here. So that's a bit of an issue. Cut it off here. Yeah, that's a nice line, kind of like that. Trying to find the right line there. I think I'm gonna get rid of this hatch from which they enter and exit the plane, because it's quite big or small compared to the cockpit. Because this thing is quite big overall, but I feel like there should be another leg or something like here, like that. And of course it needs to have them in the back as well, so let's pull those as well. I don't like how how these things sort of sticking out in the back. I don't know to with that, whether it just lands on its belly or if I should add some sort of a type of landing gear there, and if so, what type of landing gear I add. I'm gonna get rid of these lines here. That's sort of messing with everything. Kinda need some shadow here. That thing. Let's try to get it in. I think it just lands on its belly. And maybe there is a or what we can do is we could just cheat, and that is by sort of adding boots here. It's a little bit cheaty, but I think it's a solution. We don't exactly know what we want to do with that. I haven't really figured it out. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna cheat in some roots, and there's some bright lights. No, not reflecting from the roots. We need some other colors here. There we go. Problem solved. I don't know if I'm really happy with the solution there. I'm quite happy with this part of the ship, the front. But from sort of the air intake towards the back, I don't know. I'm not entirely happy with it. Maybe we should take a look at the original design we had. If I can find it, should be able to find it. Let's see. It's this file, right? So the goal was to sort of create this bottom ship. As you can see, the design changed a little bit. It got a little bit higher front, but certain elements stayed the same. Sort of the gun on top and at the front, but the back end changed quite a bit. I might. At first, I had this higher, but it sort of didn't really. Kind of conflicted with this front thing here. So what the problem is, I think, is that it is this line here. I think if I change it to sort of, yeah, let's try that. And then we're gonna try to get sort of the let's in there as well. Maybe make this air intake a little bit larger. So instead of going this way, what if we go that way with our lines? Does that work? Not really. What if we use this sort of as a I don't know. I feel like that line that we just removed, like that the one here, I think that was a good thing, but I just need to get in there and don't be afraid. Quite often you're too afraid. I think the landing gear can use some highlights. Go. Goes for this. The belly maybe. Let's see. This follows that line. Yeah, the front end isn't the problem at all. Although there's plenty to improve the front in terms of refinement. Yeah, I think we need to follow this sort of. Yeah, I think this might work. These lines here, because it sort of lacks volume in the back. I think that's the best way to phrase it. It's a little bit flat. So let's try to create that. I think this is already getting better. Maybe do it now. Maybe it's sort of half crash landed on its belly, so there's no landing gear. Maybe it usually is supposed to land differently. I think we've just found a solution here. To the back end, we know what to do with. I kind of want to really go into this one and really spend a lot of time refining it. Usually I keep them quite rough, the paintings, but I feel that the more I refine it, the more fun I have with this one, because I think that the better it gets. So maybe we need to go the extra mile with this one. Just that little extra bit of detail. Although I don't think we can do it all today, so that would mean that on Monday we have to continue with this one rather than a new one, or another one of the 3 that we are currently working on. I want this to be, needs to be a quite clear edge between the ship and the tree. Yeah, I think that's okay. This area is still a little bit strange. We might use the lasso tool for that later to make it a little bit better. So yeah, I think we definitely added some detail there. So that's good. And now onto this area here. Let's try to work on the overall picture a little bit more. Darker orange as well. I think we need to tone it down a little bit. But in the end, I think we're gonna keep the front here quite rough. Nice and rough. Something like this. And yes, we still have to work on those poor guys here. Oops, what happened there? When did this happen? I was so focused on the bottom that I didn't see my my layer shift. I think this is the correct position, right? I don't know which key combination it is. It's really annoying that it does that. Now I have to sort of figure out where it has to go. I think I can figure this out. So annoying. It happens sometimes. It shifts the entire layer, and if I'm not paying attention, then it's real bad. Is this correct? I think it is, mostly. Maybe it needs to go up. But something like that. Keep it like this. It's probably quite okay. What happened here? Did I accidentally press with my brush? Yeah, probably. You have to change that as well. A lot more work than I wanted. Almost as if the shift key is stuck somehow. If I press Ctrl, oh no, it normally saves it. Strange. Real strange. Ah. Is there anything else I want to add to this thingy? There's one thing I need to do. Check the perspective of the image. As you can see, it's sort of slightly tilted. So we're gonna merge all the layers. And I think let's go ham. Just kidding. Let's see. I think this is probably the solution. I think that changes a lot of the flatness of the belly as well. If we flip it back, yeah, it doesn't feel weird when we look at it like this. The tree now feels a little bit shifted towards the right. And it feels quite okay like this, but of this. It's probably a shortcut. to flip the canvas. But I don't know it. Let's see. There's also one thing we can do to maybe make this painting a little bit more interesting, and that's this. I know it's quite a drastic change, but and then maybe with a little bit. No, I don't think it's that much. Just a tiny bit. I think that's better because the ship is the main sort of focal point. By making it a little bit larger, give it a more prominent place in the image. Yeah, I think this is better. There's so much empty space here. It's just what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with this? It's just doesn't. Second. Yeah, like this. I think. Not the higher one, this one, I think. So then we have these guys looking at the ship and get this flow back here, and then hopefully the tree will sort of help go back to the, and then you sort of stay around this area. It's a bit of a change, but I think it's a good one. I think the belly or the bottom or the whatever of the ship should be a little bit darker. So we're gonna set this layer to multiply, and then we're gonna go in with a soft brush. It's the right color. It will probably work. There we go. Can make this. We want this to shift out a little bit, or stick out a little bit. That's decent. And then we have this. Well, I think this helps. With the shape of the ship. And second. Something like that. Yeah. All right, then we can merge that. And just go back in with the brush again. Yeah, in the end, this can definitely use a lot more time. and effort still. So I think I'm gonna work on this one on Monday as well, just to make it a bit more, a little bit better finish. Just give it that little bit of an extra detail to it. I mean, I don't have that much time left. Not enough to make it the way I want it. Not the most exciting thing to do. Well, it is and it isn't. To do it, it's okay. Let me phrase it this way. It's not the most exciting thing to do, detailing, but it is quite rewarding in the end. Probably the best way to say it. And when you're working, you don't really see that much of a difference, so then it's a bit meh and boring. But when you sort of turn on and off the layer, see what you achieve, the piece just looks so much better with it, with a bit of detailing than without it. Just massive. It's very rewarding to do it, but it's not necessarily my favorite thing to do. But I think it's quite important. It's probably more important than I give it credit for. I usually go straight to a new piece when I'm at sort of at this stage. I'm like, oh, this is a nice rough painting, and then I move on to a new one. While I think if I worked for a couple of more hours on this one, it would be rather nice. It does it again. See? It has something to do with my undoing. Uh, he's holding a gun or something. This, every now and again, we were gonna just add a bit to these guys until they're until I'm happy with them. I need somewhat lighter background for them, so they can stick out a little bit more. So yeah, as you can see, it's not the most exciting thing to watch. Um, but yeah, I usually try to do the rest of it off stream, but the problem is if I say I will do it off stream, I usually end up not doing it. I have other stuff to do as well. So that's a bit of an issue. I have to choose whether I do it on stream or not. And if I don't do it on stream, it's not gonna happen. But I think it's not the most exciting thing to stream. I think really the early stages and sort of getting the color down, getting the rough, getting the composition, the colors, all that stuff. I think it's a lot more interesting to watch, but because it's a lot faster. Um, but yeah, that's a bit of a dilemma. I always think about what do I stream. The rocks here and there and things sticking out. So overall, not much changed, but if we turn on and off the layer, it's all just a little bit more refined. Yeah, you can do that for a very long time until it's almost photorealistic. But that's not what I want to achieve here. I want to the thing I want to achieve, and when I think sort of my painting is done, is that it's the moment where sort of everyone can see what's going on. People that do a lot of art and are sort of artistic, I think, can see stuff a little bit easier than people that don't art or much with art. So yeah, that's sort of my goal. Can a stranger see what's going on? And if that's the case, then I usually call it done. But maybe I should up the ante a little bit. Say, you know what? Can a stranger see what's going on? But is it also and a little bit more than that? Go back already? No, didn't. Go. Still don't know what's causing that. It's really annoying. I think I'm too quick. I don't release yeah, I think when I don't release Control and Alt quickly enough, because when I undo, Control Z is just one step of undoing, and when you want to undo like 3 or 4 steps, you press Control Alt Z. So because I'm not really very deliberate with my brushstrokes, I'm always going all over the place and really quick. So I sort of grew in the habit to always press Control Alt Z. And I usually, when I have to undo something, it's almost always more than one step. So that's why I also have to press that. But I'm so quickly back onto trying to paint again that I don't release. I haven't released Control Alt yet before I continue painting. Or my system hasn't really processed the fact that I stopped pressing them, or something like that. That maybe there is a slight delay, a really tiny delay, but I'm already back trying to paint, and that way the delay gets moved. I figured it out. Yay. So that's something I'm gonna try to prevent from now on. So yeah, we're gonna go for 10 more minutes or something like that, and then it's gonna have to call it a day for today. And then I will think about whether I gonna continue this on Monday or if I'm gonna try and try to finish it in my own time. It's gonna be challenging. So yeah. What would you guys like to see? A new painting or a continuation of the refining of this one? Because that's probably more of the same if I'm gonna continue with this one. It's just the same as now. Just these tiny little things. Sometimes a little bit bigger change, but usually not too much. I can imagine that it's not too interesting to watch. Too. There we go. We have a nice clean edge there. I'm gonna replicate sort of the verticals from the left tree in the right one. So sort of the same tree species. So it only makes sense that they follow the same growth pattern. Could go with a really big, maybe sort of. No, that's all the same stuff. stuff to make a painting more exciting. It's just add some hanging stuff. I don't know if that's the best way. It's taken its toll, painting. Not just the painting, but the streaming as well. I've said it before, but I find it's really taxing, streaming and painting at the same time. Because you have to both think about the painting and about the stream. I think I'm gonna get rid of this. Maybe go with a slightly more interesting. There. So you have yeah, where was I? Yeah, you have to think both about the with the detailing it's a little bit less because you should just sort of follow what's already there, so you don't really have to worry about it too much anymore. But when you're sort of designing new stuff, it's quite taxing. Think both about the design of your painting and about what you're gonna say on stream, stuff like that. Some streamers on Twitch who do stream for a very long time each day, and then I'm specifically talking about the art people. Gaming is a little bit easier, in my opinion. I did that not too often. Sometimes I stream a little bit of gaming content. Twitch. The last time I did it, that's a couple of weeks ago. I streamed for 3 hours, which isn't, to be fair, isn't that long in terms of gaming content, but it was a lot easier to do than 1 hour of art streaming. It's just so taxing on the brain. So yeah, I'm a lot of respect for the people that do it for, let's say, 8 hours a day. Wow, can do that. Hopefully in the future, at some point. If the channel keeps growing and the demand keeps growing, then yeah, definitely increase our stream times. For now, it's I feel that we're at a good point. Maybe a little bit longer couldn't hurt, because it's also the fact that the longer you stream, the more sort of exposure you get. So easier it is to build an audience, especially with streaming. It's a long grind. YouTube is all about, and then I'm talking about videos. It's all about when you're to grow as a video content creator. It's all about getting out a good sort of schedule with consistent content and good videos, and I think eventually, like probably 7 out of 10 times, you can grow and become a YouTuber if you match sort of the necessary criteria. I feel with streaming, it's a lot about putting in the hours. Well, of course, with good content creation, that's also a lot of hours. I mean, but it's more hours spent editing and stuff like that. So yeah, I think if you really want to start out streaming and be successful at it, I'd say pick a subject. I don't think it really matters that much. As long as you sort of can, if you really want to pursue this as a career, as long as you sort of can set yourself sort of apart from the other streamers in some way in your genre, by doing ridiculous challenges or whatever, or having a certain personality. I think it's then it's just about the grind. Put in 8 hours a day, or 6 or 7 days a week, and eventually, I think your genre has to be popular enough. If you have some obscure game or something that only 10 people watch, maybe not so much. But if it's sort of a nice upcoming game, or a game that's already quite popular, I think you can make it by just sheer time investment. And that's probably with a lot of things in life, is invest the time, invest even more time. That can be quite hard sometimes, especially if you don't see results as quickly as you'd like. And I think you also have to constantly wonder, is my time spent well this way? I mean, you can spend, like me, you can be like me and spend hours and hours on creating bad content, but you're never gonna make it. I mean, we all know that. But if you then it's time to sort of reevaluate the way you spend your time and think, you know what can I change in my on how I spend my time to become more successful. I think that's sort of a really important rule. All right, but enough of the rambling. I am a bit of a rambler. I like it. But it's time to finish the stream here. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a nice, decent 1.5 hour long stream. Yeah, that's the goal, to at least get to 1.5 hour each stream, and hopefully we can expand that time. Yeah, and I really like it. This whole YouTube, Twitch thing. But I also want to diversify my content beyond just the digital painting. But I talked about that in the past, and I still need to figure stuff out. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!